Allah'ım. Allah'ım sana geliyorum. Homeless'lara bakın. Bak. Allah'ım. 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 Allah'ım sana geliyorum. Homeless'lara bakın.
I'm a social worker. I work at a shelter, and our shelter was down near the oceanfront. They moved us over here because they're building a big sportsplex across the street. Did you see the big sportsplex they're building?
Where they are?
Center?
Where is that?
Bird Neck.
Bird
Towards
Neck?
the oceanfront.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, it's near the convention center.
Convention center, right there, yeah?
Yeah.
It's gonna be homeless center, is gonna be shelter?
Oh no, they moved it from there. I used to work there. They put us here now. They put us on Wichita.
Wichita.
Yeah.
Why they did this?
Because they don't want the homeless population to deter people.
Raise?
Yeah. They didn't want us to mix in.
No.
So yeah, I've been doing it for 21 years. So I like it in New York. I don't like it here.
Is it dangerous? Is it good?
In New York?
No, I mean the job that you had.
Well, it could be, but not for me.
Not for you?
It could be.
Have you ever dealt with any problem?
Yeah.
What type of problem?
Like,
you face?
people sit across from you and they don't like what you're saying to them about finding housing or a job, and they try to jump across the table. Because you got to discuss, the reality is, in a homeless shelter, the whole idea is to find permanent housing.
How to save the people from being homeless? How to save them? How to?
They have to save themselves first.
What do you mean? They're gonna save? I mean,
if you're homeless and you come into a homeless shelter, you have to be able to abide by the system in the homeless shelter. The homeless shelter is only built for temporary housing. They're not forever. Some people get into, especially here.
So the fact homeless.
One paycheck away from being homeless. Right?
One paycheck away.
Well, the word I use is displaced. Homeless is kind of rough. Displaced, meaning I'm no longer in the position I used to be and I'm trying to get back there. So I like the fact that some of these systems are in place to help you, but you have to meet the people halfway. You can't get displaced and you're sleeping outside, but you're complaining about the rules on the inside. And that happens here. Virginia is very entitled. It's an entitled state. It's instead of saying thank you, and it's a thankless field that I'm in, but instead of saying, wow, let's work together, they're saying, what can you do for me? And I want it done right now. I don't want to do anything, but you got to do it for me because you're the social worker and I'm homeless. So you need to do what you need to do. It's not like that. The social worker only can do but so
what
much.
do you suggest to people, I mean, to get rid of, to save to put them out of this homeless position?
Honesty. I always tell.
I want to learn. I mean, because, like, as I said, my life is not secure right now.
Right. Smart budgeting. The first
smart
thing.
Budgeting.
If you don't want to become homeless, you don't want to be displaced. Smart budgeting.
Save money.
Save money. An honest budget. And when I say honest budget, I tell my clients the same thing. An honest budget is meaning you're writing down on paper everything you spend money on. And I tell my clients, some of them are alcoholics and drug addicts. I want you to tell me what you spend your money on. If you have $100 and 20 goes to cigarettes, write it down. If you have $100 and 10 of it goes to liquor, write it down. If you have $100 and 30 goes to smoking crack or cocaine, write it down because that's an honest budget. This is what you spend your money on. So now, let's see what we don't have to spend money on. Take it away. Take away this, take away this, take away that. How much do you have going towards housing now? Put that to the side. What do you need and what do you want?
So this guy wasn't smart enough. He wasn't wise enough. He, wasted his money. Didn't kept somewhere, didn't hold somewhere, and he's homeless right now.
And he
after that,
shelter.
So he's in shelter right now.
Right.
He been in the streets, and you came to you and you saved his life. And right now you're trying to put him again back to society.
Back into the community.
Back into the community. How is this work? What you gonna suggest him? What you gonna do?
When he comes into the shelter, the first thing we're gonna do is assess him. I'm gonna do an honest assessment too. An assessment means I'm gonna say, okay, how did you get here? The first thing I need to know is how did you wind up homeless? What went wrong in your life? Because most people who are homeless, they go through a traumatic event. Something happened, whether it was a gambling debt and they wind up homeless, but it was a traumatic event. And the first thing for a social worker should not do is re-traumatize the client. Like,
So psychological
Yeah.
treatment.
Yes. So you have to sit down and make sure you asking open-ended questions where you're not re-traumatizing the client. Because my job is to get you off the street, not to re-traumatize you. But I can't help you if you're not willing to be honest too. I need you to be honest because in this particular system in Virginia, the more honest you are, the more help you get. Because if I go to you and I tell you I don't do drugs and nothing's wrong with me, then I didn't assess that piece. Now you're back out here because I couldn't get you the help that you needed because you lied. Some people are in denial, and denial is the worst thing to be in because you'll never get back to where you used to be. So when a person comes to me and say, hey, I want to really get back on my feet, we take the time. We'll get you all the mental health services. I'll discuss some AA, NA meetings. I'll give you job training, motivational interviewing, get you back into the workforce. Start small. The first thing I'm going to do is get you 3 documents. You need your birth certificate, social security card, and ID. That's the first thing we're going to get because you don't exist without those 3 things. There's no job, there's no housing without those 3 things. You will not find housing or job without those 3 things. And the only thing I said, lower your expectations. They said, what do you mean by that? I said, because you can't come into a situation where you're staying in a shelter telling people, hey, I used to make $100,000.
They do this time
all the time. And the key word is used to. You don't make that money anymore.
Yeah, anymore.
So now what
You
they're
are
doing
here.
is they making, I said, everybody's poor. To me, everybody's poor. And then one of my clients asked me, what do I mean by poor? I said, poor means, it's an acronym. It's an acronym, poor. It's passing over opportunities repeatedly. That's what we do.
Not rich anymore.
Right. It's not a general, it's not about money. It's about the opportunities that we pass over, especially people of color. We pass over opportunities repeatedly. Now, you can't turn down the job if you don't have a job. So they'll come into the shelter and say, I used to make $25,000 an hour, so I'm not doing anything less than that. I said, but you have to start somewhere. You got to start at maybe 7, 10, 11, 12, because you haven't worked in 20 years.
Maybe free, just feed yourself.
Maybe you just got to work on tips, exactly.
Yeah.
325 and the rest is tips. So that's called being honest and get out of your own way. Because they say, nah, that's beneath me. I said, no, what's beneath you? Staying
The
in the
point
shelter.
here, you just trying to tell them they can regain their hope again. They lost their hope once, and they don't believe they're gonna be successful enough to get their old position. But the point here, not to get their old position. The point is to stand on your own legs.
That's it.
To be independently free, not to depend anyone.
One passenger has been added to your queue.
And understand that the situation you're in is temporary. And I don't mix religion and politics together, but I say him.
Do you have like international people, homeless people, international like the people like me? I mean, somewhere.
Oh yeah, I have a lady now. She's from London. I have
English?
mostly from different different people from different United.
Well, how
parts
do
of
they?
the United
I mean,
States.
how do they end up? I mean, how do they?
How old are they?
Do they listen to their stories? How do they
Their stories.
fell down? I mean, like
You know, everybody's story is different. See, now they know about us because we're the only shelter in Virginia Beach.
only
There is no
shelter right there.
We're the only one. There's no single shelters nowhere else in Virginia Beach. So everybody
Who
comes
pays?
to us.
City pays, yeah.
No, this is nonprofit.
Non-profit.
It's a city building, but the
Who gets-
Judeo-Christian Outreach Center is a nonprofit organization.
Who gives the budget? I mean, the people.
Oh yeah, it's different people. Either
Donations,
or
it works with the donations?
United Way, different places give budget just to keep us funded and keep us going.
That building, yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's new.
Yeah, it's
I
brand-
know this, but I need a shower. You know, shower.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
I get a shower here? Like,
There's a shower here. It's called Day Support Services. That first door, you go in there, but you have to go through the services. You're not homeless, so the services are not really applicable for you because you have a living situation.
for example, you are a traveler coming from another city and you need a shower.
Oh no, they won't let you use it.
They won't let you.
Uh-uh.
You have to be a homeless.
Basically you
How
have
to
to
prove
be,
you are a homeless?
because
Some people can trick you. For example, they
oh,
have
no,
home.
trust me, they can't because you know why? Before you can use your shower, you have to give us documentation. You have to
Okay.
fill out some paperwork. You got to do a lot of stuff before you can go in this door.
So
right here.
when you are dealing with this paperwork, where are you gonna stay?
If you're homeless,
Yeah,
there's a thing called winter
prove you
shelters.
are a
We
homeless,
put
I
put
mean.
them in churches.
church.
Yeah, they put different parts of the churches. And sometimes they just have to wait. It's a waiting game. Some people still stay outside. And then they come here and take a shower. They come here and get services. They come here and use the bathroom. But then they go back outside to sleep until they get a bed in here.
Do you have any like the time section, like time limits that you can?
You can only
can
stay here. You mean stay here?
Yeah, like how long you can stay?
Well, we
here?
try to keep your stay under 45 days.
45 only 45 days.
Only because remember, shelter's temporary. Because if you wind up staying here longer than 5 months, then all of a sudden it feels like it's a permanent position, and you become stagnant. So that's the trick about the shelters.
So you don't want to be. They
You
don't want you
them
to be
stay
dependent.
forever. Yeah, because what happens is they get 3 meals a day. They get all their toiletries. We give them everything for free. Everything is free.
Life is good.
Life is amazing. So why would you want to leave? So we have to set
Better
boundaries.
than my home right now.
They got a TV to watch. They have smoke breaks. There's a cafeteria. There's a clinic inside there. Everything you need is right there. So now we're enabling you to get on your own feet because
They have
we're giving you
classroom. What is
everything.
that classroom for?
That's why I teach life skills there.
You teach life skills
Life
to get them back to
get them back,
find
yeah.
a job. You know to.
That's it. I do
Do
everything.
you, have you ever saved anyone? Like, do you still talk with the one that you
Oh
saved?
yeah,
Like,
we have a gala. People still. It's a thankless people that you get the thank yous from you saved me. People give me their cards. Now they own their own businesses. You know, so it happens. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for saving the people. You know, I mean.
We try, man. One day at a time, man.
I mean, anyone can face with that problem. You know, I mean, you're doing amazing job.
We try. You do too, because I couldn't get to work if it wasn't for you. I appreciate it, man.
Fine, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye bye.